Game Dev Tycoon is a pretty good game. It's coming out on Switch soon, so I thought I'd just make a, little review of it. So you know what? No intro, let's just do this. Game Dev Tycoon is a management-style game where you create a video company and attempt to, make fun games. It's a tycoon game where you slowly gain money and use it to create bigger and more complex things. In this case, it's video games. Now, I've always had a sweet spot for games like Cookie Clicker, but I was never able to find a game that I didn't have some very specific gripes with. Tycoon games tend to have really boring gameplay, especially in the early parts, and then get just way too complex towards the end. It also just feels like after you complete the game, there's no real replay value or fun to be had at all. And now, I'm not going to pretend that Game Dev Tycoon perfectly and tactfully eliminates these problems, but it does deal with them remarkably well. The core gameplay of Game Dev Tycoon is carefully using your resources to create compelling and fun games. Throughout my most recent playthrough, I found myself slowly figuring out what genres combine the best with different consoles and age ranges, figured out the perfect balance between graphics and gameplay, and learned how to use my staff most effectively. And I think that part is what Game Dev Tycoon really nails. It feels like you're learning and becoming better rather than just hitting the upgrade button when the money ticks up. And I'm not saying this is Factorio or something that requires so much skill. It's still a casual, honestly semi-passive game, but it is super engaging, so much more engaging than others like it. It has multiple well-connected systems and a satisfying level of progression. It requires a bit of thinking, and overall, I'd say it achieves what it set out to do quite well. I'm a bit of a nerd, and this game's super nerdy references and jokes are executed quite well. It feels less like a collection of obscure references that only exist as a wall towards those not already familiar with the medium, and more like a loving tribute to the history of video games and their creation. It doesn't try to act as a piece of commentary about the video game industry, or even act as an objective view. It's a simple love letter to the medium that has created some of the best out art there.
Guys, I didn't mean to say out art there. I meant art out there. What a lol.
This game doesn't waste time trying to be anything it's not, and while that's commendable in some aspects, it doesn't make it perfect. Towards the final part of this game's main campaign, it becomes quite clear that while the game has a good amount of depth, there's just no point in continuing after the windscreen. The game just feels so empty after it, and I sorta wish that you didn't just become a god in this game, and that there was a semblance of real challenge after the first 5 minutes. Replaying the game can be quite fun, but it's definitely not something that left a big impact on me, or that I really think about that often, compared to Little Inferno, which is a game that's the same price, yet tells an engaging story, and does something so much more innovative. It was fun to play, and I've enjoyed my time with it, but Game Dev Tycoon isn't anything special. It's just another indie game that takes a tried and true formula and does it wonderfully, but besides for the video game history and nice presentation, it's kinda generic. If you have the money and you want a game that you can put on while watching the main series playlist of Petty.io, then I recommend it. But if you're looking for something that'll really knock your socks off, World of Goo and Little Inferno are the same price on Nintendo Switch, and they're just way better games.